Outlander Season 7 carried us through battles, heartbreaks, and it closed on the kind of tension only this show knows how to deliver. And now it looks like Season 8 will be opening right where they left off. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not ready to let go of those cliffhangers just yet. On top of that, the teaser feels less like a fresh start and more like someone hit play after pausing at the worst possible moment. We're jumping back in with Claire and Jamie, and you can already tell it's going to be an unforgettable one last ride. So let's dive into everything wild coming our way in episode 1. In season 7, what seemed like a side story became the whole point. We've met Jane and her cute little baby sister Fanny. After she tried to save Jane, he failed big time, and he knew he had to look after Fanny. But he's a single soldier, and Fanny needed a family, so the best thing he could do was to leave Fanny with Jamie and Claire, hoping she'd get over all the tragedy at this young age. When Frasers decided to go back to the Ridge, of course Fanny was going with them. So while they were getting prepared, Claire went to get Fanny. While doing so, Claire heard a haunting melody. Fanny was singing the same lullaby Claire once sang to her stillborn daughter Faith, and in her hands was a locket etched with Faith's name. That moment stopped us cold because it felt like a secret waiting to be revealed. Before the season closed, Claire dreamed of Master Raymond. He appeared, asked for forgiveness, and vanished like foam on the water. I can't help but feel it wasn't just a dream. It was a message, a reminder that the past was still part of the story. And that was how season 7 ended. Not with closure, but with questions hanging in the air, and the sense that everything we saw was only setting the stage for what comes next in season 8. Alright, let's talk about the clue season 7 dropped right at the end because it was all about Fanny. She sang that lullaby, the same one Claire once sang to Faith, and then pulled out a locket with Faith's name on it. I remember pausing for a second because that felt like more than a coincidence. And then, in the prequel Blood of My Blood, we see Claire's mother traveling to the past while pregnant. When we line that up with what we just saw, and suddenly, a wild theory doesn't sound so wild anymore. Faith might not have been Claire's baby, but her sister, which would make Fanny more than a lost child in someone else's tragedy. She'd actually be Claire's niece. If the writers are bold enough to follow that thread, episode 1 is the perfect place to start. I can picture Master Raymond showing up in another dream, not spelling everything out, just hinting that Claire's family tree is more tangled than she thinks. Or maybe the clues stay small a look, a line from Fanny that doesn't quite fit the kind of thing you catch on rewatch. However, they play it. That mystery feels too deliberate to ignore. And if season 8 leans into it, we're about to see Faith's story rewritten in a way none of us expected. Speaking of expectations, season 8 is getting closer day by day, and the internet keeps flooding with new theories. Every week there's another idea about what that Faith and Fanny twist could really mean. So let's go through a few that stand out. One theory lays out a family timeline that gets pretty wild. Julia and Henry had a child named Faith, and that Faith later had a daughter also named Faith, who eventually became the mother of Jane and Fanny. If that's true, then Fanny wouldn't just be tied to Claire through coincidence. She'd actually be her great niece. It sounds complicated, but when you piece it together, it makes a strange kind of sense. Another idea suggests all of this might be a distraction. The lullaby, the locket, the echoes of Faith. Maybe it's not about bloodlines at all. Maybe the point is to send Claire deeper into the mystery of the blue light, or even back toward the stones. If that's the case, episode 1 could open with her questioning everything again, rather than giving us any clear answers. And then there's the simpler possibility. The lullaby and the locket might not mean anything beyond their surface. Faith is a common name, and heirlooms travel in unexpected ways. In that read, the moment isn't a hidden reveal. It's just Claire noticing something that unsettles her, while the audience is left to wonder if it matters. Season 8 episode 1 is where we'll start to see which direction the story is taking. So whether it turns out to be a tangled family tree, a red herring, or just a detail left open to interpretation, episode 1 is where we'll finally see which path the story takes. That's what makes this season so exciting, because we're stepping back into a journey that's been building for years, with Claire, Jamie, and everyone around them facing choices that could bring everything full circle. Season 8 is right around the corner, and I'll be here breaking it all down as it happens. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more Outlander updates, and let me know in the comments which theory you love the most.